Hi, this is Daniel from TBLT.de, and this is a quick comparison between the Huawei Ascend Y330 on the left side and the Huawei Ascend Y530 on the right side. So the biggest difference is, of course, the display, and you can see it easily. So the Huawei Ascend Y330 has a 4-inch display with a resolution of 800 by 480 pixels. The Huawei Ascend Y530 has a resolution of also 800 by 480, but on a diagonal of 4.5 inches. So the display is definitely larger and you can see it. Also, the device, the 530, is larger because of this bigger display. So the 330 is definitely sharper due to its same resolution but a smaller display, and you can definitely see it. But on color reproduction and viewing angles, both devices are almost the same. So we have a front-facing camera on the 530, and we don't have one on the Y330, which is also due to the price. The 330 costs about 70 euros in Germany and the 530 about 100 euros. So on the back we have a camera on the Y330 with 3 megapixels and a fixed focus, meaning that you don't always get sharp images, especially if you're taking some close-up shots. They definitely won't turn out sharp and crisp, but the background will be, which is not so good. The 530 has a 5 megapixel camera with a high resolution. Also you have HD video with 720p, and you get an LED flash. The 330 doesn't have this, and you have an autofocus camera, which means that it focuses on the subject you really want to be sharp and in focus, which is definitely a good thing. And if you have this money to upgrade to the 530, you definitely should, just because of the camera. On the battery side, you can see the Y530 has a 1750 milliamp hour battery, which lasts more or less the same as the 1500 milliamp battery in the 330. This is because the display on the 530 is bigger and needs more power, and so the bigger battery uses up more or less the same energy on both devices. So you can put here the SIM card inside, and the micro SD slot is right here. You can put 32 gig of micro SD cards in both devices, which is more than enough for some music, for thousands of songs, and taking some photos as well. You can exchange the back covers on the 330, and you will be able to buy them soon in different colors as well, while the 530 just has this black cover, and you can't buy them as easily as the 330. So more customizability on the 330 as well. So you get 4 GB of storage in both devices, which is not that much. 512 megabyte of RAM, which is also not that much, and you get some different CPUs and processors in both devices, and you can definitely see the difference. So let's unlock the devices, and you see the 530 is definitely faster. We got a Qualcomm processor, dual core 1.2 GHz on the 530, and a MediaTek dual core processor with 1.3 GHz on the Y330. But you shouldn't think that the 330 is faster due to its higher gigahertz number. The 530 opens apps definitely much faster, and you'll see it in a second. So let's open up the phone. You see the 530 is done, and the 330 still needs some time. Let's open up the Messages app, and done, still waiting. And let's take a look at our contacts. Okay, I was faster with the 330. Let's open up the Google Play Store, where you can download and install some apps and play some games. You see the 530 is definitely faster with its Qualcomm CPU, and if you have the money, if you have 30 euros or $50 more, you should definitely take the 530. If you don't, well, the 330 is still a smartphone, and you can still use apps like Facebook and WhatsApp and Twitter and Spotify and Instagram, as well as on the 530. So it definitely is a full-grown smartphone, but it is just a little bit slower. it doesn't make so much fun to use as the 530. So this is actually also the verdict. If you have the money, get the 530. If you don't, the 330 will do everything the 530 does, but just a bit slower, and the camera is definitely not so good. So yeah, this was a quick comparison between the Huawei Ascend 330 and Huawei Ascend Y530. If you like the video, give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel to see some more comparison videos of smartphones and tablets. I'm Daniel from TBLT.de. Thanks for watching.